Yeah, I think it was a good reflection of where we're at this week. We put a lot of hard work in and we trained smart, lots of energy. I think it reflected some of the stuff we did earlier in the year. We needed it because Wales played particularly well and it was a good game of rugby. I think if you took the emotion out of what team you were supporting and you were non-biased, you'd say it was a great game of footy.
What was the most pleasing aspect of it for you?
Oh look, we defended really well in that first half. We couldn't get our hands on the ball, and then after half time we came out and lifted the tempo and then started to get our share of the momentum, and when we got that we started to take the opportunities that were presented, and we didn't miss too many opportunities, so that kept us well in the game, and eventually we won it because of that.
Steve, you give Scott about a bit of a rap for that defensive effort tonight.
Well, he's the defensive coach, so he's the first guy you're going to pat in the back, that's for sure, and then you're going to give the players a rap, because you can put the best systems in place in the world, if they're not followed through with energy and enthusiasm and accuracy, then they're not going to work. So both he and the players will get a big rap.
Was that a guy like Steve Hansen?
Tonight I thought he was outstanding. Not only did he defend well, but we've been asking him to poke his nose in a few more dark places too, and he did that tonight, and that allowed us to keep ball better than we probably have earlier in the year. So no, he had an outstanding game.
Steve, what would your comment be about your two wings, who obviously their contributions are crucial?
Yeah, well, both of them are pretty special. One's 20, and thank goodness his shoulder came right, that's all I can say, but he's phenomenal. If we can keep his feet on the floor, he could go anywhere, that kid. And Wise has just got better and better with the confidence of playing, and pretty special too. So both of them tonight have been big contributors to the team, right around the park. They score tries and we all see that, but there's other stuff they did as well, which was good.
You mentioned Rico. He's only 20, but he just seems to have poison, the ability of someone a lot older.
Yeah, well, he's got something that a lot of older people don't have, namely myself, and that's pace. He's quick, isn't he? Like every time he gets the ball, you think, wow, what's going to happen? He only needs half a yard because he's so quick. And he's strong with it, like he's a big man with it. So, but as Fozzie pointed out to me, when I was getting a bit excited about him, he said, well, we just got to keep his feet on the floor, and he's 100% right.
Sam, what's it like, doing the hard yards on the inside, knowing that when that ball gets out there, you've got finishers who only need an inch or be flying over the sideline?
Yeah, it's awesome. I felt tonight, our backs, when they got the opportunity, especially our wings, they finished. We deal with it every day at training. You're trying to contain them to a point, and you give them too much one way, they're just jinking, they're gone. So it's great they're taking that confidence from training onto the playing field.
Steve, what was it like today to be in front of that V and have that captaining experience?
Yeah, I must admit I probably did a little bit of extra homework on the haka this week, but once I got out there, I was nice and calm and enjoyed the moment, and then once we got into the game it was easy again, just playing rugby, so didn't get too carried away with it, just tried to do my bit.
Steve, what does it tell us about a guy like Wyatt Crockett, who could give away 2 penalties and then come back, be under the cosh, knowing if he crocks up again he's probably going to get sent from the field, and he delivers the quality scrums that he did to finish out? What does it say about the group as a whole and the man himself?
It says a lot about him, because I tell you what, I wasn't feeling as confident as he was. I'll give you the tip. Not so much in him, but what the ref might do. The next one fell over, whether it was him or not. And it is, you've got someone in the bin already, and then if he'd gone it would have been 13 men we were down to. So his mental fortitude in that period was massive, and I think particularly if you think back a number of years ago when they had the Italian experience when he was first a young All Black, it rocked him quite considerably. So the fact that he had that experience, talking to him out on the park, he said I wasn't going to have that happen again. So he found a way and scrum really well. So it won't have gone unnoticed by you people, but Sammy went off and at that period, and the try Rico scored was from a 7-man scrum. So and the ball was pretty good. So I know Sammy was social loafing before that, but having a rest or not, we'll talk about that later over a beer, I suppose. But no, it's a big credit to Crocky and the rest of the scrum.
Ryan Crotty, he went on past his health.
Oh, really good. He was a bit disappointed. He didn't pass his score. He missed it by 1, but he thought the Welshman said cotton and the guy said copper, so he failed it. But he was a bit frustrated, to be fair. But look, he got a smack, so it's probably it's on the safe side.
Any other injuries? We saw Sam Kane been looking around at the end.
Well, Sam Kane will be sore for 3 or 4 days, I'd say, after that performance, and deserves to be. But no, there's nothing major that we can see. But injuries are funny; they creep up on you once you cool down. So we'll get a better idea over the next 24 hours.
Ian, from a backline point of view, were you happy with the way the team dealt with the defensive pattern that we knew was going to come, the way they handled that speed?
Oh yeah, look, I think we got some. I think some of the top quality ball that we got at key times was pivotal to dealing with that. So it all comes back to delivery from your forwards in large parts, and I thought we got some great ball to attack them off. So that side of it went really well. They had some moments that they had some victories with, and that's what happens in test matches. But I think our problem solving through it, we got a little bit flustered early, but after that we adjusted and did well. And I thought even the likes of Anton coming off the bench made a pretty significant impact, and his footwork against it caused a few problems too.
Sam, as you sit here now and take a little bit of stock of what was a special week for you, what are your reflections? Because you had a team missing a lot of frontliners, and you got through some difficult moments. Is there a lot of satisfaction and a lot of pride about being able to...
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pride. Without going into the game too much, looking at defending that first 40-odd minutes, we got 2 opportunities and we scored twice. So that's something really special, and the boys took the chances when we got them. And then after the half-time break, I thought we come out and lifted it again, and that's what we got asked to do. And it's pretty awesome when you get asked to do something and you go and do it.
What were you seeing because you went repeatedly? Went for the line, then there was another opportunity, you turned down another kick, you went again, another opportunity, you went again. What were you seeing that made you feel as though you needed to keep Ashley away?
Yeah, we just felt like we're starting to get a bit of dominance around that area. Obviously, we're right on their line, so we knew if we could get 7 points versus 3, would really set us up for the rest of the game. And full credit to our 9s and 10s, they recognised that as well, and they were going nice and quick, keeping them on the hop.
Sam, did you have any concerns when the ref flashed that yellow at you?
Yeah, it's never nice sitting down. But the beauty was, as these guys said, the scrum still went really well, and I don't think we had a line out. So the boys adapted really well and took their time to make sure everyone was clear. But ideally, I'd be out there the whole time.
Last couple of questions, over here.
Steve, you said you thought they played well. Just give a bit more detail on the Welsh performance and maybe how they've changed since you played them a couple of summers ago.
Oh, that's all there to see, isn't it? Like, they're using the ball a lot more. They're going to the middle of the park and looking to come back rather than go the same way all the time. So they showed a lot of width, and that requires a lot of energy. And they showed they're a fit side in doing that. But they had a couple of opportunities probably they didn't finish, and as someone said to me, there's a few mistakes, but when you play rugby a lot more fluently than you normally do, then, and we're the same, like when we try and play against pressure, you're going to make mistakes, and as a coach and as a fan you have to accept that. Because if you don't play and you kick the ball, then those are going to run back at you anyway, and you're going to end up defending a lot. So you've got to get that recipe right, and I think they did pretty well with it. So whilst I'll be disappointed they lost the match, I think they will see that they've got some light at the end of the tunnel and where they're wanting to go. And we saw Scotland today. They've taken that attitude. I know they got a red card to play against, which has made it a little easier for them, but they're certainly developing their game. So it's good for rugby, I think.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone.